Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm George Grace Jr., and I welcome you to Wednesday evening with the Peoria Municipal Band. Our theme tonight, as you can see, is Hawaiian Shirt Night. That's why we wore our Hawaiian shirts. And I see some of you wore some too. That's good. So we're all on the same page. The trumpet section is being featured this week, and our vocalist, Miss Alison Meuth, is first time singing with the band. She has some fine selections for you, so please welcome Alison Meuth and Dr. David Vroman.
Please stand as you're able and join me in singing the national anthem.
Oh, what say can you see by the dawn's early light? What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, saved us that star-spangled banner yet wave. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, good evening. Thanks for joining us this evening. Tried to find my tie and my coat and my cummerbund, and I don't know, the person that takes care of all that hid it. I couldn't find it, so I had to go this way tonight as well. Want to do our public service announcement, okay? Those of you out by the tracks, if you hear this particular sound, all we ask that you do is just stand up and move back by the cars so the train can pass safely. You can leave your chairs right where they are as long as they're not in the middle of the tracks. Okay? Well, we're going to start tonight with a piece that actually has three familiar songs in it. I'm not going to tell you what they are because you'll recognize them. But this is a piece that Elliot Del Borgo took these three familiar songs, put them into a work that he calls sailing songs. And Del Borgo is somebody that was internationally known. He's written over 600 pieces, and he studied with a very famous composer, Vincent Persichetti, and he taught in the public schools for many years in Philadelphia, and then eventually worked his way where he ended up at the Crane School of Music teaching there as well. Passed away in 2013. But this is a great arrangement of some familiar songs, three of them, and it's called Sailing Songs by Elliot Del Borgo. The composer of this next work we have for you is Morton Gould, and Morton was born in Richmond Hill section of Queens, New York back in 1913. His father was a Viennese-born real estate agent, and he had married a Russian wife. And on Armistice Day back in 1918, does anybody remember that day? Just going to check real quick. So this is the end of course, what they called the Great War. He observed from his apartment building in New York, he was only 6 years old at the time, a marching band coming down the street, and they played the Stars and Stripes. And when the parade had ended, 6-year-old Morton Gould sat down at the piano and just picked out the melody. He was kind of a prodigy when it came to some of the music things. By the time he was age 15, he had published his first piece with G. Schirmer, and he then became the house pianist for Radio City Music Hall when it opened in 1932. How many people have been there out in New York City? Yeah, absolutely. And when he was 20, he was the musical director for a weekly radio program that was carried in New York. His most familiar work might be American Salute, but this evening we're going to present a shorter work that's called Tropical. And this is a quote. This is what he told the New York Times in 1941. He said, "A composer should be able to turn out a variety of things, short entertainment pieces as well as symphonies." This would be one of the short entertainment pieces, Tropical by Morton Gould.
Good evening. I'm so excited to be here tonight. This weather is fantastic. Yes, and that brass section was killing it. So this is awesome. The songs I chose tonight, I can't sing something just for the sake of singing it, so I have to choose something that means something to me. And this first song is Hello, Young Lovers from The King and I by Rodgers and Hammerstein. And this year, my husband and I, we celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary. So to some of you, that's small, and to some of you, that's big. But so this song is to all the lovers everywhere, young and old.
Oh
Thank you. This next song is an aria from Cavalleria Rusticana by Mascagni. It's Voi lo sapete, o mamma. And I had the opportunity to do this role years ago for an opera company in Annapolis, Maryland. But the reason why I chose it tonight is because it's actually the song that many of us musicians probably have a song like this that you played on repeat over and over and over again. Now, some of us that are back here played those on record players, and I'm one of them. So I had a record of Beverly Sills, and she sang this aria. I don't remember any of the other arias, but I remember this one. And the reason why I remember it is because it's a verismo opera aria, which means it has real feeling to it. So some opera pieces that you hear are very clean and beautiful. This one's got blood, sweat, and tears, and it's got some ugly in it. And that's my kind of music. So let's do it.
Sapete, oh mamma, prima d'andar soldato, tuo redo aveva l'ola eterna figurata, aveva l'ola eterna figurata. Sposa e con un nuovo amore vuole spegnere la fiamma che le bruciava il cuore. Mamma, la mai quell'invida d'ogni delizia mia del suo sposo dimentica arse di gelosia me la rapita.
The composer of the next piece, Harold Walters, is, well, he was born in 1918, and he started on the cornet. Then he changed over to tuba and string bass, and entered a whole career of music after attending Little Rock High School. Went to the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music and also American University, and then went into the military and became the arranger for the United States Naval Academy Band, and worked there for many years. And when he got out of that, he worked for groups like Warner Brothers Theater, Fox Newsreel Features, Randolph Hearst News, all sorts of different orchestras. Wrote many things, and published over 900 works for band. 900 works for band. To fit our theme tonight, we have what's called Jungle Magic Overture. How many people have actually been to a real jungle? That's what I wonder. One. Okay. No. Okay, three. You can share your experiences as we go, but the way that he explained it, he said, jungle magic portrays in music these vivid contrasts and conflicts. Says you never know what you're going to find over going down one path to the next. It changes very quickly. A panorama of moods and motion, sights and sounds with ominous undertones and the unexpected, leaving the listener with a desire to know more about all these things. So we'll see if that happens or not. Jungle Magic by Harold Walters. Now we're going to feature the best section in the band. I was paid to say that. This is the trumpet section. They were slipping me some cash before the concert. I want to tell you a little bit about the trumpet. You know, it's existed for the longest time, even 1500 BC. There's all sorts of history that shows they were coming up with things from, wood, metal, ceramics, all sorts of things. They were really interested in that. The early trumpet really wasn't what we know today. It was mainly used as a signal instrument. It wasn't considered at that time to be a musical instrument, but it was a signal for civic things, religious, military, that sort of thing. Middle Ages became more advanced, and it was more of a pipe, you know. But the problem was it was really long, right? So today's modern trumpet's about 6.5 feet long. If you unroll it, lay it on the ground, kind of tough to carry around. So they figured out how to bend it, and then finally this Austrian trumpeter, guy named Anton Weidinger, he decided that we could use a new design for the trumpet. So he came up with keys, kind of like what you see on the flute and the clarinet, and then that way the trumpet could play the whole chromatic scale, the Western scale that we're so used to. Unfortunately, his invention was not really too great, and it wasn't very much in tune. So, of course, two German horn players, that'd be the French horn, came to the rescue. And those horn players, Heinrich David Stasel and Friedrich Blumfold, they came up with the idea of the valve and how to use that, and they perfected it and made it more in tune. So yes, the trumpets were rescued by the horns. I just wanted you to know that. And this piece is entitled Trumpet Power, okay? It's kind of gone to their heads a little bit this week, but we're doing okay. Trumpet Power by John Higgins. with the help of a couple horn players. Isn't that a great instrument, don't you think? Give them another round of applause, our trumpet section. And in history, didn't that piece take you back to something that would be on TV in the 70s? Yes? The band wanted to start a TV show. Told them no. This next work is by James Curnow, and one of my former teachers. It was commissioned by the St. Joseph, Michigan Municipal Band and dedicated to a gentleman named John Howard, and he had been the conductor there for 40 years. And so they use this word, réjouissance. It's a French word, and it means enjoyment or make happy. In English, you might say, well, it's rejoicing. And so James Curnow, took his love for the church, because he's very involved in his church, and he chose A Mighty Fortress Is Our God, and then wrote this fantasia based on that particular piece. So some people say rejoicance, others say réjouissance, but this is by James Curnow. We've been very happy to have Alison sing with us this week. I want to tell you just a couple things about her. She's currently a private voice teacher and the worship and arts director at United Presbyterian Church, which brings up the fact that this Friday night at 7 o'clock, the band will be playing a concert at United Presbyterian Church. It's outdoors. Bring a lawn chair, bring blankets, and you are invited to come to that concert this Friday. She's also on the voice faculty at Knox College, and she's the youth chorus director for the Peoria area Civic Chorale. She spends a lot of time working with local productions and youth and giving back to the youngsters who want to someday be performers in this area and around the world. So please welcome back Alison Meuth.
So this next song is Before the Parade Passes By. And I don't know if any of you had this moment during COVID, but there was a time there where I thought, oh, you know what? I don't think I'm ever going to do anything ever again. I think I'm just going to stay home and I'm never going anywhere. I'm not going to do anything again ever as long as I live. And then like 2.5 years in, I was like, whoa, wait. I think maybe I do want to do something with my life. And this song really speaks to me because it's saying, you know, we have many different acts in our lives. We've got our first, our second, our third, and maybe you're 75 and you're ready for your fourth act. And let me tell you, go and do it before the parade passes by.
Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna go into Saturday's high life. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna lead some life back into my life. I'm ready to move out in front. I've had enough of just getting by life with the rest of them, with the best of them. I'm gonna hold my head up high, or I'm gonna go again, I'm gonna drive again, I'm gonna feel my heart coming alive again before the parade passes by. With the rest of them, with the best of them, I'm gonna hold my head up high, or I'm gonna go again, I'm gonna drive again, I wanna feel my heart coming alive again before the parade passes by.
And I couldn't come and sing with the band without doing this last number, which is Climb Every Mountain from The Sound of Music, because, of course, I want to sing it. And the band plays it so very well. So here we go.
as long as you live. Every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream, a dream that will mean all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream. Till you find your dream.
Well, we will try to climb every mountain to see that your name gets picked, because I'm starting in that fourth act, and I've been told I'll never see the fifth if their name is not polled who put their sheet in here. So we're going to go over. Oh, by the way, Dr. Vroman's new outfit tonight for conductors. How do you like it tonight, huh? Gentlemen Quarterly may be running it in a month from now. And we have Zoe Vogo. Where is Zoe Vogo? Zoe Vogo here? In the back. All right, thank you very much. Back to the band.
And again, thanks to Kelleher's for their support for everything they do down here and for the gift certificate tonight. This next march is a fairly short march. It's written by a gentleman named Henry Fillmore, and you have heard him before if you've come to our concerts. He was known many times earlier for trombone smears. Okay, can you play a trombone smear, Carl? Sometimes they just descend. Sometimes they ascend. Sometimes they descend and ascend. Anyway, trombone smear. But he was also known for Mike the dog. How many people love dogs? Just checking. Okay, so he had Mike the dog, and Mike was actually a hound that was trained to bark on time. We don't have that tonight. We just have this march for you. It's called Rolling Thunder by Henry Fillmore. How many people have been to Hawaii? Wow, not bad. How many people want to go back? Okay, we'll organize a trip. Hawaii is the only state that did not have a police agency, yet you know that there was a famous television show, right? Remember that, Hawaii Five-0? The 5-0 did not stand for any police group or anything. That's because they were the 50th state that was added. And the only actor to appear in all 281 episodes was Jack Lord. That's right. And Jack Lord, actually, like they called him, he read for the part like on Thursday, he traveled there on the weekend, and Monday he was filming. So they just added him in. It was the longest running crime TV show in America up until Law and Order in the 90s. So we have for you a nice little arrangement. The music was originally written by Mort Stevens. This arrangement's by Victor Lopez, and this is Hawaii 5-0. Well, we appreciate you coming out tonight. Want to remind you of our schedule now. Friday night, we will be at United Presbyterian Church at 7 o'clock. Sunday night, Glen Oak Park Amphitheater. And then after those two concerts are done, we're down to the final 2 weeks of our season, and then we pass things off to the schools and the other groups that start up in the fall. So just 2.5 weeks or so to go. And we hope that you'll continue to come out and support the band, and also share some time together, because I know there's lots of friendships out there. We want to thank a number of people this evening. First, we want to thank our sound guy, Mr. Todd Pilon. Give him a big round of applause. And of course, we want to thank our Peoria Municipal Band commissioners. Give them a big round of applause for all the work they do. I always tell you they're a working group. They are. They don't just meet and eat bonbons and things. They actually work really hard. We want to thank all the folks down here that work at Kelleher's for doing all the extra setup and everything. Give them a round of applause. And of course, we want to thank our vocalist this week, Alison Meuth. So give her a big round of applause as well. She'll be back with us on Friday and also on Sunday evening. And then, since the horn players helped out the trumpets, give the trumpet section a big round of applause. Stand up, trumpets. Stand up. Help each other up. There you go. And of course, you know there's a number of people behind the scenes that do all these things for us. Kristen Sheets is our band librarian. Give her a big round of applause. Laurel Filson Etzel's our assistant conductor. George Graves Jr., our band manager. Liz Driscoll does publicity. Frank's on vacation this week, but he still does all the work. It's good. So we appreciate your support. We hope to see you on Friday night, United Presbyterian Church at 7. And bring a lawn chair or bring a blanket. And then also Sunday night, Glen Oak Park. And of course, next Wednesday, we'll be right back down here. We close as we always do, giving you a few moments to reflect on what a great country it is in which we live. This is America the Beautiful.